back, scholars. Today, we are not just learning a dialect, we are mastering a weapon. Before we dive into the theatre of the British duel, I want to speak directly to those of you preparing for the highest stakes, the IELTS Band 9 and the TOEFL 120. You often ask me, Grace, is it enough to be grammatically perfect? My answer is always the same. No. To the examiners at Cambridge or ETS, perfect is the baseline. To reach the elite tier, you must demonstrate pragmatic competence. You must show that you understand the social weight of your words. In the IELTS Speaking Part 3 or the TOEFL Integrated Writing, they aren't just testing your verbs, they are testing your ability to handle complex, abstract conflict with academic maturity. Today's lesson is your roadmap to that score. If you are finding these keys transformative, please subscribe and share. And a final warning, this is video 4. If you haven't processed the ghost invitation or part 1 of this British Decoder, you are attempting to build a skyscraper on sand. Go back, find the foundation, and then return. In the British world, we do not shout, we do not use the spear of directness, we use the velvet glove. Today, we master the art of polite disagreement, where your highest score is found in the elegance of your dissent. Let us begin with a phrase that serves as a filter for the elite. In a globalized, literal world, people think that "I hear what you say" is a sign of agreement. In a London boardroom or an Oxford seminar, it is a polite execution. When a British peer says, "I hear what you say," they are signaling that they have dismissed your logic entirely. For my TOEFL students, this is the inference trap. The lecturer says this, and the question asks, what is the professor's attitude? If you choose agreement, you have failed. The correct answer is dismissive. Let's break down the phrases of dismissal that signal high-status intellect. First, with the greatest of respect. This is a surgical strike. It means you are fundamentally wrong. Second, that's a very brave contribution. In British academic code, brave is not a compliment. It means your theory is reckless and unsupported by evidence. Third, I'm sure it's my fault, but I'm struggling to follow. This is the apologetic attack. By pretending the failure is theirs, they highlight that your argument is incoherent. I want you to hear the rhythm of these. We are going to practice the Standard English version versus the Trinity British version. Instead of "I disagree," you will say, "I take your point. However, one wonders if the evidence supports such a broad conclusion." It is longer, it is more complex, and it is exactly what an IELTS examiner needs to hear to tick the box for grammatical range and flexibility. Now we pivot to listening comprehension, the 120 strategy. In British culture, the more serious the disagreement, the quieter the voice becomes. If a speaker gets loud, they have lost status. If they get quieter, flatter, and start using modal verbs like would, could, might, and should, they are closing in for the win. We are going to do a deep dive analysis into a mock dialogue. A student suggests, "Technology is always beneficial." The British professor responds, "One could, of course, argue that. However, might there be a case for considering the erosion of privacy? Perhaps that is something worth exploring further." Dismantle that with me. The professor didn't say, "You're wrong." She used "perhaps" to suggest you are incomplete. She used "might there be a case" to force you to change your mind without ever being rude. This is pragmatic inference. It is the ability to hear the no wrapped in a maybe. In your exams, if you can identify this gentle guidance, you will conquer the most difficult listening passages ever designed. Finally, we must address the hallmark of the elite scholar, your writing. To hit a Band 9 or a TOEFL writing 30, you must abandon the spear. In lower-level English, students are taught to be clear and direct. They write, "The other side is incorrect because their data is old." That is low-status prose. It is functional, but it lacks the nuance required for the highest honors. Instead, we employ the concessive opening. This is a sophisticated rhetorical structure where you appear to give the opponent credit only to surgically remove it in the second half of the sentence. Let us look at our master example. While one might concede that the initial hypothesis holds a certain superficial merit, it remains difficult to reconcile such a view with the more recent empirical data. Analyze the word superficial. To a non-native speaker, it sounds like a neutral adjective. To an examiner, it is devastating. It suggests the opponent's argument is shallow, lacking depth, and fundamentally unlearned. Then, look at the phrase, "It remains difficult to reconcile." You aren't calling them a liar, you are framing their error as a logical difficulty. You are placing the burden of proof back on them, while you remain perfectly composed. This is the grammar of the elite. It utilizes subjunctive nuance and what I call high-status connective tissue, terms like nevertheless, notwithstanding, and inasmuch as. For these final 5 minutes, we are going to perform a transformation drill. I want you to listen to these 3 global English sentences and watch how we redress them for the Foreign Office. Sentence 1. The plan won't work because it's too expensive. The Trinity transformation. Notwithstanding the ambitious nature of the proposal, the fiscal requirements appear at this juncture to be somewhat prohibitive. Note how we replaced too expensive with somewhat prohibitive. It carries the same meaning, but sounds like a policy decision rather than a complaint. Sentence 2. I disagree with the author's conclusion about the environment. The Trinity transformation. While the author's perspective offers a notable point of departure, it is perhaps a challenge to align their final conclusion with the prevailing environmental consensus. We have moved from a personal disagreement to an objective observation of misalignment. Sentence 3. The data is wrong. The Trinity transformation. One might observe that the empirical foundation of the study remains to some extent contentious. We never say wrong, we say contentious. It invites debate while signaling that you have already won it. By the end of this drill, your writing will no longer look like a frantic test response. It will look like a memorandum from a senior fellow. Power in the British Code is silent. It is wrapped in pardon me's and perhaps. Your homework tonight. Find a recording of a British parliamentary debate or a high-level academic symposium. Do not listen for facts. Listen for the word interesting. When a British scholar says, "That is an interesting point," understand that they have likely just heard something they find utterly ridiculous. They are simply too refined to say so. I am Grace, and this is Trinity English Scholar. In our next session, we leave London behind for the global boardroom, the language of executive command. We will learn how to speak with authority when the world is watching. Do not be late.